Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato, and happy Halloween, and welcome to a brand new Narwhal Entertainment Let's Play. This isn't based on a specific book or movie or comic or anything like that, but it is by a writer of well-known books and movies. This is Clive Barker's Jericho. Let's jump right in. "1923, October. Fitting, it's Halloween.
I'm tired of traveling, or fighting superstition in its many manifestations. Even though it was me who chose to debunk folklore and mysticism. Little did I know I'd end up being labeled as Patrick Galloway, the man with endless occult knowledge. Before I knew it, people all over the world paid me to investigate all kinds of weird
You
things.
look cool.
As long as they paid me, I'd look into it. Funny thing though, the more I saw, the more I believed there are forces beyond our control. Creatures not explainable in any human terms. Things that make my skin crawl. I fled from Ireland and hung around Paris and London with no real purpose till the Great War started. I joined a special unit whose job it was to squelch the fears of the superstitious farm boys who made up the fighting ranks. The Trasanti were the biggest pains. The commanding officer, Jeremiah Covenant, led our unit on a hunt for their camp. We were ambushed. They came streaming out of the woods, waving swords and howling like banshees. I saw their leader holding a strange stone over his head, yelling weird words in a strange tongue. And just when I was gonna pull the trigger, he glared right at me. A bright green flash came from his hand, and it bowled me over as my gun went off. I woke up in a hospital bed with severe burns. They told me Jeremiah and the unit had gone on without me, but he'd given me the shaman stone to keep. I hadn't given any of this much thought until I came back here to find this letter that Jeremiah wrote me almost 6 months ago, asking me to come back to Ireland and help him out. This is not something I'm dying to do, for it may mean the death of me.
Well, we're undying.
He saved my life though, so I owe it to him. Just hope it's not too late.
So yeah, this is a first-person shooter from 2001, Clive Barker's Undying. We can jump. Got a magic rock. Make rats jump. We also, of course, have a pistol. Hello, sir. Who are you?
You're Jeremiah's old war buddy, right?
That's correct.
Indeed.
Gonna see if I can put on doesn't seem to be an option for... No, there's no option whatsoever to get some subtitles in here. Alright, that's no problem. Journal. Each time my past fades from memory, fate has a terrible habit of reawakening me. Most often the unpleasant name of Otto Kissinger is the vehicle of remembrance, but not today. My old friend and commanding officer in the Great War, Jeremiah Covenant, has sent word. It has been years since I have heard from him. His letter came whilst I was away, sitting unopened for nearly 6 months. My joy at reading his name was quickly replaced by sorrow, then by fear. Jeremiah has fallen ill and requires my assistance at his estate in Ireland. I have not set foot on Irish soil since poor Gwendolyn's death, and I did not think anything could make me return. Could I have been responsible for her death? Being legally exiled from my homeland was painful, but nothing in comparison to my memories. How did she end up on the floor? How could so much blood come without a sound? How was that knife in my hand, and why was Kessinger suddenly nowhere to be found? But Jeremiah saved my life, and I cannot deny any request he would make. The necessity of my presence is somewhat vague, as his letter at times was incoherent. He speaks of his sickness as a family illness no medicine can cure. Is that about it so far? Alright. I know that was more Scottish than Irish, but I'm Scottish and not at all Irish, so... Oh. Back off. Back off. I'm getting inside before I get killed by rats. Oh. Why do we have a holster but no rifle?
A friend of Jeremiah's. Sorry it took me so long to get here. His letter said it was most urgent.
Jeremiah was beginning to think that the letter never arrived in your hands. He's been quite anxious to see you. We've all been quite worried.
You look a lot like a real person for 2001.
Jeremiah's now bedridden. Follow me and I'll show you to his living quarters. I apologize for the look of the house, but there's only a skeleton crew of servants
Looks
now.
nice, actually.
Jeremiah let go of everyone else, and the house is much too large for us to clean. Because we've lost electricity to most parts of the house, we can only maintain the living quarters. This family's had so much tragedy. I hope you can help him.
We'll see what I can do, won't we?
Stuck.
Okay, hi. Okay, there's a ghost. There's a Clive Barker creation.
Patrick, you made it.
At your service, Jeremiah. Sorry for the delay, but I've been
look
abroad. What happened to you?
It seems I've come under the watchful eye of the Reaper, my friend. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Apparently too long.
Patrick, I came back from the war only to find my entire estate in disarray. My brother Aaron disappeared first, and then my sister Bethany. My declining health is a result of an old war wound, and unfortunately, the symptoms are irreversible. I didn't summon you here to watch me die. I need your help.
Anything I can do. Just name it.
Strange events began happening around the manor. After thinning out my staff, they ransacked my estate, taking whatever they could carry.
Wow.
The rest of the help was quick to follow, as they feared rumors of my family's curse. I can't help but think it's more than a coincidence
like
that
vampires.
strange happenings have increased since I've
Oh, I
been back
recognize
from
that
the
guy.
war.
That's a ghost.
I want to get to the bottom of this, but I'm just too weak to investigate it myself. I'm relying on you to step in for me.
Of course, Jeremiah. The only reason I risk coming back here is to assist you however I can.
My thanks to you, Patrick.
What the hell is that?
Sounds like it came from downstairs.
I'll check it out. Lock the door behind me.
We got some real snap to aiming, don't we?
Jammed. Jammed.
There's a health pack here before, now it's gone. Fitting. Ah, it's a ghost again. Hello. Of course you can't shoot the ghost.
Stuck.
Yeah, so I checked it out, and turns out you have a ghost.
Won't budge. Jammed.
So I actually I didn't play this game, but I actually saw this game played over 20 years ago at my godparents' house. My godfather was playing it, and I didn't know what it was, but I thought it was really cool, and I've been looking for it for decades. And then, like on my test file, I played a bit ahead, and yeah, it was this. I found it accidentally, and I'm surprised. I'm really happy to actually be playing this one. It was this or Jericho, and I figured I'd do the one that's well reviewed and came out first.
Won't budge. Stuck.
Well, at least that means there's only one way to go. Oh yeah, that's not ominous at all.
Can you describe what you can only see? As the bonds of flesh are broken, the world becomes apparent.
Okay, strange ghost. Found some bullets, though. Not only is he a ghost, he's also just a bizarre person. Like, I think it was weird before he became a ghost. Okay, don't really need that up. I don't know why I was trying to open a flashlight in 1923. Ooh, health pack. There are cheats, like a built-in cheat menu, but I don't really think I need to use them on the first video. Yes, hello, I see you. We're spinning our gun, but our reflection isn't. More ghost stuff? Probably. That sounded most definitely not good. Whoa! What are you creatures? Ooh, they took your skin. Some kind of werewolf. Looks like. It's kind of Harry Potterish in here. Ow. Okay, we can... Nope, can't. How do I heal? Guess it'll tell us how we heal if we need to.
Jammed.
It's jammed and we're damned.
Stuck. I've arrived in time, apparently just in time. Completely bedridden, Jeremiah is a shadow of his old self, appearing many pounds and a few shades lighter. His explanation for calling me is still unclear. He speaks of strange happenings around the estate, problems that he is unable to rectify in his weakened state, and has requested that I investigate. I, of course, agreed. Before I could ponder where to begin my exploration, the servant who showed me Jeremiah's room screamed from downstairs. Often, where to begin is the most difficult step. Protect Jeremiah from the strange beasts. Scry.
A spell that allows me to see and hear past events from the geographic location in which I happen to be standing. It also casts an ethereal light on enemies and darker areas, giving me the ability to see my foes, as well as find my way. I must be careful in its use as it has no offensive power and seems to drain my energies for short durations. Learned men have stated that they believe that man has yet to unlock the full potential of the mind. While travelling to the Orient after the war, I met with a local seer who told me that I was one of the chosen few, one of only a handful of individuals that he had ever met that had this ability. He called it scrying, to be able to read portions of the past. Most of the people who possessed this power, he said, over the course of their lives eventually fell into disability, mind-tired from the barrage of images and sounds that could be heard from both the past and the present, the real and unreal. I know I have the ability to scry because of the subtle words I hear calling within me at times, begging me to look deeper into the past, deeper at what actually isn't even there, isn't even in front of me. But I'm truly wondering if this is the gift I dreamed of, or a sick curse placed on me by an outside force. A trusty revolver, a 6-shot weapon of forged metal grace, durable and yet lightweight. My military piece has seen many a country and spilled much blood over the years. Gelziobar Stone. The Gelziobar Stone. I've carried this artifact ever since the day Jeremiah gave it to me following the battle with the Tsanti. It seems to throw out a shockwave of considerable force, and ever since I acquired the stone I have noticed strange sightings and visual anomalies. However, the power of the stone has its dark side. On occasion a beast from beyond this world has attacked me. My only explanation for its appearance is that I was using the stone's power for too long. I have not seen the beast for a while. Of course, I have not needed the stone. It's fascinating stuff. I don't know how to use health packs, but we should probably use our scrying ability on where the maid was killed. That might help us somehow. Nope. I like all the journal entries in this. They're very fascinating. Also, I like flexing my accent abilities. What if we're gonna...
Oh, help me, Patrick!
Wonder if we're gonna get to fight Rawhead Rex in this. Let's take a look at our journal, then go help Patrick. Help the other guy. Joseph's note. I've just returned from the Standing Stones. Whatever inspired an ancient people to build these stones out on that windswept isle, I cannot guess. When I have seen sights like this before, something about the stones has a resonance within me. Why would ancient people trouble themselves to build these monoliths on such an isolated island? It would have been far easier to establish a similar ritual area on the mainland itself. I find it curious that for as long as my family has owned this house, no one has taken it upon themselves to truly research the land which we own. Considering I had not returned to the manor since I was a child, I never realised the curious nature of my inheritance. Why does this area have such a strange collection of archaeological artifacts? Well, I strongly doubt there's any connection between Neolithic stones, a decaying monastery, and the tower that the estate was built. A decaying monastery and the tower that the estate was built in an absence of around the significance of 3 major archaeological sites cannot be denied. The tower is a local legend itself. Supposedly during a great storm, the tower just appeared on the site. Of course, no one can tell me when this happened. All I can tell is that it was a gutted shell of what it once was. No doubt this is why it has been sealed off for so long. The monastery is now a crumbled ruin. It certainly is just a remnant of some reclusive order of monks Seems that Ireland is dotted with these retreats. I'll have to travel out to the island someday. Perhaps I will take the children. Joseph. Conversation. Ooh. Regardless, I will go to my friend. I have booked passage on a steamliner leaving tomorrow, arriving in 4 days' time. I hope I'm not recognized by the authorities. I hope I'm not too late. Okay. Anything else here? And scry has nothing else. Okay, we got everything right.
Stop.
I made you your chair.
Those beasts were after me.
What in God's name were those things?
They're called howlers.
Ooh.
And while I've never seen one before tonight, I've heard of them for years.
Those weren't natural, my friend. We're fighting more than superstitions here.
Perhaps I was being naive not to tell you, but there might be something more sinister at work here. When I was a boy, I encountered something I can't quite explain. You see, there was this isle of standing stones that sits just off the estate.
Yeah, I read something
Someone
about
had
that.
carved a sigil into each of the stones, something indiscernible. Father had many books on the occult, one of which contained a sketch of that very symbol. I took my brothers and sisters out to the island and read from my father's book.
Well, what happened?
Something answered. The ocean began to boil, and
that's
a
not
great
good.
wind whipped against us as we stood in the circle, and my siblings huddled to the ground in fear. Eventually, the wind died, and the sea settled. Patrick, I know it sounds like the ravings of a dying man, but I believe those standing stones had something to do with this. What has once been a taint upon this family has now begun to manifest itself.
But you told me you're dying. Doesn't this curse end with you?
Who knows? My brothers and sisters are dead, but I don't think they're really gone. I've heard some servants whispering. They think they've seen Lisbeth on the estate. My family has come for me. I sense them, Patrick. By now, you and I know the supernatural exists. You saw the Howlers. And what about our encounters with the Tersante during the
I
war?
killed the Howlers.
You still even carry the Gelzebar stone with you.
It's a token of the shaman's life I took. That's all.
I found a scroll with a picture of the Gelzebar on it. I believe it contains the way to awaken the stone's dormant power.
Ooh.
Very well. Let me study this scroll overnight, and I'll see what I can do in the morning.
This house still hides many secrets. I'm counting on you to reveal them and put an end to this mess.
Next day in your room. Ooh. Ectoplasm. The scroll Jeremiah gave me has revealed a powerful spell. It seems that with proper concentration and focus on my mana, I'm able to release ethereal bolts of ectoplasm from my hand. Unreliable at far range, the mystical damage seems quite effective in close quarters. Jeremiah's disclosure. A piece to the puzzle. The scream downstairs was the result of an attack by a beast, something Jeremiah calls a howler. Similar to a dog, the animal was pale in complexion and had claws as long as my arm and could leap several meters from a dead stop. I killed the fiend, but before I could thoroughly inspect the corpse, it vanished without a trace. Upon questioning Jeremiah, I'm a little more unnerved than I was after seeing the howler. He told a story involving his brothers and sisters on an isle of standing stones and the sorcery book of his late fathers. Apparently the Covenant children, led by Jeremiah, went to the island and read from the strange book. He maintains it was simply a prank to scare his kin. He believes something from within the ring of stones answered back, raging the sea, anchoring the wind and shaking the earth. Since that time, Jeremiah has been visited by terrible misfortune. All of his brothers and sisters have passed away. I recall one late night in the foxhole, Jeremiah showed me a picture of the youngest sister, Lisbeth. No more than a teenager, she was striking, and I found it hard to concentrate on his descriptions of the others. Anyway, Jeremiah is not completely convinced that they are indeed dead. Well, to be precise, he's not sure they have remained dead. I suspect that these are delusions brought on by his memory of that day at the stones. Otherwise, I can only imagine this is a terrible prank played upon a dying man. But if they are only delusions, why not inform me of them when we first spoke? Why do not write me of such in his letter? Perhaps he did not think I would come. Okay, more bullets. We have many bullets now. Huh. It's Hercules fighting the Hydra. Hello?
Have you noticed anything strange going on?
Apparently, Elizabeth's room was broken into last night during the commotion.
Where's her room?
Just down the hall from here. It's quite a mess.
Why, thank you. Oh, you can put a bullet in the back of his head if you like, and the gardener before, but don't do it, you'll immediately end the game.
Jammed.
You can just shoot random civilians, but don't.
Need a key. Won't budge.
I love how we test doors just by slamming into them. It's kind of funny.
Jammed.
Okay, we can crouch. Health 2. Yes, do the spinny trick again, that's always cool. Oh, you're not dead.
Tell me what you know about Lisbeth.
Why, she was a fetching young lass. Quite the fiery temper, though. She could be placid and calm 1 minute, and then suddenly she's spitting curses and swinging her nails at you like an animal. 'Tis a pity her mother died birthing her.
Indeed.
Following her mother's death, I'd raised Lisbeth like my own. In the end, the wasting sickness got her. I'd cared for her when she was sick and watched her wither away to nothing. Pity a young woman has to die in the spring of her life. Now she rests with her poor mother at the family mausoleum. The groundskeeper claims to have seen her recently. Oh man, seeing a ghost is never a good omen.
No, I can't imagine it would be.
Where can I find this groundskeeper?
He's out in the gardens. You can get there through the kitchen.
Your knowledge is appreciated. Thank you.
Ooh, new journal entry.
This house needs a priest.
Health pack. There, we got our speed back. look. Alright, how do I select scrying? There we go. Oh, spooky.
Need a key.
2 keys we need and don't have. Let's check the journal we got. Lisbeth poetry. On nights when I cannot sleep, I look from my bed to the monastery out by the window. The reflections of the waters that separate us ripple across my bedroom walls, filling the room with waves of moonlight. If it is quiet enough and the wind is still, I can hear them chanting. Their prayers roll across the water and fall upon my ears like a lullaby, rocking me to sleep. It fills my body with such a quiet peace, and yet I cannot help but wonder how something that provides so much security could at the same time haunt me. At midnight, the chanting stops. The brilliant lights of the monastery go black except for a tiny glow that emanates from the entrance to the catacombs. As I watch that single light, I see the shadows of the monks at the entrance. It is then that I feel a slow, creeping dread rise from my stomach, as if the island somehow has a hold of me. I've overheard bits and pieces of a story from the hushed conversations about monks who died a horrible death years ago among these grounds. It is said that tortured souls, little action figure reference that Alani put out, were put to rest within these catacombs, and their 2 brothers have stood guard at the entrance each night since. I cannot help but wonder why. What are they waiting for, hoping to ward off? Are they bound to the island with the same unknown force as I? The Lord works in such mysterious ways, but how can a just God allow his own flock to die within sacred grounds? Surely there's another force working among us, one capable of pure evil. A loving God can never allow such pain and agony. Is it that force that eats at me at night and leaves my dreams unsettled? Are the waters enough to keep me safe? I wish just once I could lie in the grass outside the catacombs for a night and put these haunted dreams to rest. I must end these nightly visions and seek the truth. Elizabeth. Key. So we...
Stuck.
gotta get to the groundskeeper.
Locked.
Bethany's room key.
Won't budge.
Am I backtracking? Yeah, I'm backtracking. I wonder if the whole thing's going to take place in this mansion. That'd be cool. I like Spencer Mansion type thing. More howlers, huh? Okay, you want us to scry again? Ah, of course. Thanks for that. New journal entry. Dearest Mother, this is Evelyn's letter. All is not well here at the Covenant Estate. Joseph, my husband who once charmed me with his goodwill and smile, now seems distant and reclusive. I realize that when we met, there are those imperfections one must look past, and that your heart helps you forgive. However, Joseph's strange obsession keeps him in the library at all hours of the night. Seldom are we spending time together, and even more rarely does he want to exercise his husbandly rights towards me. I'm beginning to feel inadequate, especially when he talks of his desire for children prancing around the estate. What am I to do? I bide most of my time alone in the greenhouse, reminiscing of my sweet youth and the rich and gallant Peter Rogana, who would wait patiently on me and shower me with expensive gifts like my beloved pearl necklace. Things could have been different had I kept that social path. Instead, I feel like I'm the fool for getting involved with Joseph Covenant. His prime moments are being spent in his library with his books twice as old as me. Apparently my visage can't garner his attention. What dear advice could you give me, dearest mother? I'll be waiting for your response. I hope that this letter finds you and father well. Tell father not to worry about his little Robin, that I have left the nest but shall never leave his heart. With love, Evelyn. I want to try ectoplasm. I hope we get attacked by another howler and I can blast him. Cool, I like it. Olay. Another journal entry. It is truly a pity that my dear wife Evelyn passed away, birthing Lisbeth. She would have loved to see them all grow. I cannot help but think that she would have been able to tame this wild streak that they have all have exhibited lately. A mother is a soothing influence. I unfortunately cannot offer them this solace. I wish I could understand what brought on this recent behaviour. I have received a letter today from Ambrose's boarding school. He has been expelled. I don't know what to do with the boy. With the behaviour of the children so appalling, I have no choice but to bring them home. Perhaps I can find a tutor. I hope being under my watchful eye will calm their spirits. The last 6 weeks have been terrible. The tutor was a complete disaster. In fact, the Potterman just packed his bags and left in the night. Any form of discipline is hopeless with Ambrose and almost seems completely lost on the others. But the only thing I have been able to do is play to their interests. I have noticed that each child has their own avid curiosity. Strange to see it manifest at such an early age, but who am I to discourage the one moment of peace I can find with them? I now understand why the children are behaving wildly. Jeremiah came to me frightened and crying several years ago. The children broke into my library and procured one of my research books about my knowledge. But how was I to know a 12-year-old boy would take interest in those dusty tomes? I do not know what passage they read, but I suspect that it has led to the current predicament concerning their behaviours and eccentricities. Jeremiah said they woke the spirits of the island. Hopefully I can determine what the children have done. Perhaps there's a solution. I have pored over the volumes of research and am no closer to understanding what Jeremiah and the children may have conjured. None of the incantations in the books could have caused this to happen. Calling a demon or consulting spirits should not have such a long-lasting disturbing effect. I even travelled to the stones. Nothing there gave me clues to what has happened. Perhaps if they had only told me at the time, I would have more insight. Now any clues that would be long gone. I have determined the stones are some sort of focus. Perhaps there's a reason so many people have been attracted and repulsed by this land. It seems that my own fascination with the standing stones has wrought its corruption upon my children. Joseph. That's interesting. Spinny, spinny, yes, very cool. Looking for more of these howlers? Alright, I'll take all comers.
Stock.
Horse. And the laughing ghost. It wants us to scry again, huh? Oh, wow. Alright.
Need a key.
This has just gotten interesting.
Won't budge. Won't budge.
Okay, I have a health pack. Looks like some kind of sort of dining room, or maybe servants' quarters. This is quite interesting. I'm honestly engaged whenever the history here might be. Also, the ectoplasm power is really cool. Can't take a knife. Well, I don't need a knife, I have a pistol, so... Hello? What do you want?
Is that the door to the gardens?
Yes, it is. However, I don't have the key. I lent it to the maid. I believe she's cleaning Herr Keisinger's room today. It's located in the east wing of the house.
Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate your help.
Don't spin that in the nice lady's face.
Jammed. Locked.
So, as far as I can figure it, jammed means it will never open. Locked means you need a key to open it.
Won't budge.
So locked, you'll get in there eventually.
Jammed. Jammed.
Okay, so it's kind of all we can do in this area at the moment. I'm really enjoying this one. Not even that big a Clive Barker fan. This is just a really, really compelling story. There's the ghost again. Hello. Fuck her off.
Where is it? I know it is around here someplace. Ah, here it is.
Oh, we can hold it and they can all fly out like this. It's really cool. How many pages is this? That's a few. Deadish leaves swirl in the wind like lost souls in search of rest. Like an open sketchbook focused on my dreams, this land is forever pictured as a comforting autumn dusk, replete with a golden sky with crackling river water and bubbling marshes that dot the land. It feels like a romantic artist's canvas. Upon further investigation, This is Moondor notes. Upon further investigation, I have sensed horrendous visions of a gnarl doom decorated as a picturesque facade in this endless autumn dusk. Spiny trees who root deep into the foul earth, licking the ground dry of all that is good. Carcasses populate the brush, their putrid remains swallowed whole by the land. And corners of this malevolent area are teeming with vicious ungodly prey, all whilst the grass stretches over the land, twisting together like veins of pulsating sinew. Very Clive Barker, as if the ground were alive. Keen are the inhabitants that parade on its back. Beady black soulless eyes flash across the air. Tiny quick-winged bats streak through the bright sky, flying razors, waiting for the perfect moment to descend. As I sweep by, I see sharp bloody teeth, a wicked demonic smile. From darting blurs I hear ominous whistling that cheers my soul. They own the skies here. Wraith-like hooded minions, overseers without heart or soul, patrol this land. Slash and stitch techniques permeate their faces and arms, patched together like cheap quilts, using the skin from the bodies of rank corpses. They gather and live like packs of rabid wolves, instigating fights for supremacy. These abominations thirst for my destruction. They are mostly clustered around footpaths that seem to traverse upward along a cliffside, but alternate groupings are planted among watering holes in the hollowed trees. Further down the path, it is as if the shadows are swallowing the surroundings whole, without a penchant of logic or of meaning. It is as if the only reason for this actually lies in darkness itself, like royalty that rules the black void entombed in the night infinite. It is she, the eternal mistress of shadows, Erin. Spooky. So is that red-headed one Erin? The red-headed ghost Erin, I suppose? Oh, they're fleeing from me. How nice. It's always flattering to have an enemy run away from you.
Jammed.
Quite like these attacks. Gonna try to get to the East Wing before we call it for the first video. I want to keep playing.
The great hall of paintings.
Hello.
There is the truth. Image becomes reality. He will rise again. The ritual continues through our blood.
You're very annoying, aren't you? What's in here? Oh, hello.
Bethany often used this room as her office after Jeremiah left for the war.
Okay. Yes, skinless face. Creative. A lot of these are seeming like those like holographic pictures you can get in a Halloween store. New journal entry. Why do I waste my time with poseurs and fools? I realize now that my correspondence with these others has been a waste of my time. Father had done more research than I could truly appreciate until now. Most of these other magicians are braggarts who act the part but rarely have an inkling of the truth. I've tried to contact the Golden Dawn, but have been ignored and insulted since I'm not from the continent. Alistair Crowley insists I become his acolyte. I suspect it is more of a harem. His vanity is boorish and fraudulent. He is as confused as my brother. Both are lost in vices. While Aaron numbs himself and seeks escape, the great beast actually believes it to be a revelation. A few have been unresponsive or cryptic. I suspect if I pursued them I might glean some knowledge. However, I'm beginning to realize that my research and documentation are beginning to plateau. What I have learned must be put into practice. Perhaps the nature of the knowledge I seek can be found within the society. Trial and error has slowed my learning due to the long recovery periods. The help probably suspects something is amiss since my health fluctuates drastically from these rituals. They won't dare say anything. Besides, I can always blame erratic fortitude upon my family legacy. Oh. That should be enough to excuse my bouts of weakness. Besides, Aaron languishes in a stupor even now. Bethany. Anything else interesting in here? Where? Okay.
Lovely day, isn't it?
Not really. It's full of demons. Ooh. And next time we'll read that book. Till then, I'm Merrick D'Amato, and happy Halloween. I'm quite liking this one so far. Hi, thanks for watching. This has been played and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato. The art was by Rafael Agrona. You can find a link to their commission page in the description below. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time. Ciao!